Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to format time zones in Python. So we have two methods. So one is strf time method and strp time method. So first we'll see how it works strf time method. So the date time object has a method of formatting date objects into readable strings. So what it does is it will convert a datetime object into readable strings. So this method is called strf time and it takes one parameter and format. So in syntax, you need to give one parameter and the format, in which format you want to convert it. So normally this format, it gives in timestamp in the format of ISO format in this year, month, date, and T, capital T in between you'll get, and hour, minute, second, microsecond, and Z. If you come to strp time method, what it does is it creates datetime objects from the string. So it is opposite to this method. So here what it does is it will convert datetime object to string. So in this method, it will convert datetime object into, it will create a datetime object from the string. So that means from string, if you give input as a string, it will convert to datetime object. So we'll see here syntax. So how it works, strp time method. So we need to pass two parameters. One is string, so that we need to convert to datetime. And one more is format code. So what we'll do is, so here we'll see one example. So based on the string and format code, that means two parameters. One is a string, so that is this one. String is this one, 21 June 2018. So we are passing this in the format of string. And format code is, so we are defining like this. So date time dot strp time, and inside that two parameters. So one is string, this is string, and second is format code. So I want in this format D, capital B, and capital Y. So here we'll see what is small d. Small d represents day of the month. Suppose example 1 to 31st. So next to capital B. So this is month's name in full. Suppose January, February, like this. So full month it will give. And capital Y is year in 4 digits. Example 2018, 2019, like this. So if you pass this one and this, if you pass this string, you will get output as, so in which format we required small d. So that means month, sorry, date. So date is between 1 to 31. So that means month is, day of the month is 21, and second is month's full name. So it will print June, and capital Y means year. So it will print 2018. Okay, so next we'll see one more case when we'll get error while using strp time method. So if the string, that means our first argument, this is our first argument, and the format code, that is this second argument, is in the case of doesn't match. If both are not matching, then it will throw error. So what is the code is, first we need to import datetime object from datetime, and this is my input string date, and here I'm using strp time. So here I'm passing these two parameters. So if I try to print this one, what we'll get is, we'll get error message, because time data, whatever we given this, and this is not matching. See, small d is there, date is there, month is there, year is there, but whatever backslash is there, no? So that format we are not mentioned here. So since this format is not matching, so it will throw error. So now we'll see what is the common format codes. So here we given no small d, small m, capital Y. So here we have list of tables, what it represents. So we can go through one by one. So up to here, this common capital I. So hours, it will display hours in 12-hour format. If you see capital M, minute. So it will display between 0 to 59. So similar way, capital S, second, 0 to 59. And if you see %p, it will print either AM or PM. So like this, we have different formats. So what I will do, I will share this notebook in GitHub link. So you can keep this one as handy. So whenever you get different formats of code, you can refer this table to understand what output it gives. So now we'll jump onto examples. So how to use strftime method. So what I'm doing, I'm importing datetime object here. So from datetime object, I'm taking now. So datetime dot now. That means present date time it will print. Suppose if you see here, this is my date and this is my time. So date time it is printing. Year, month, date, month, hour, second, millisecond. Okay, so from this, what I'm doing is I'm extracting year. See x dot year. So from this, what is the year? Year is 25. So that it is printing here. So similar way, for this date time, what I'm doing, I'm using strf time, and inside that I'm giving percent capital U. So what it will give is, what it means, %a. %a means weekday full version. So that means it will print full name of the week, name of the day. Okay, so since it is today is Tuesday, 25/4/22. So this comes as Tuesday. So it printing Tuesday. So you can try with different formats. So I tried with %a. So maybe you can suppose if you try with percent small b here. So what you will get is month name in shorter version. So here what you will get, instead of Tuesday, you will get only TUE. Okay, shorter version. So like this. So here you can try with different these formats. So next we'll jump onto other example. So here what I did, datetime dot now. So here what I'm using, datetime dot datetime, and this date I'm pausing manually. So I'm pausing some date 2018 6 and 1. So here it generating date time. Since I'm not paused time here, so it giving you zeros. So hour, minute, second, it giving you zeros. And from this, what I wanted to print is, so here I'm using strf time and I given percent capital B. So percent capital B means month name I want in full version. Suppose June means you should print full June. Okay, so now this 2018 6/1. So 06 means June. Okay, so it printing full June. Okay, so suppose %B. Okay, so if you use small b, you will get like this, shorter version. Okay, so here I used %B, percent capital B. Suppose if you use % small b, you will get a shorter version of June. So next, what we'll do is, so formatting a datetime with UTC time zone. So here what I'm doing, I'm using datetime object. So here I'm passing date and time. So up to here, date, and this is time. And additionally, I'm passing time zone info. So my time zone info, I'm passing here UTC. So for passing this, I am importing this library, import pytz library. So from there, I'm picking UTC value. So here what I'm doing, I'm printing this object. So up to here, it giving datetime object. Okay, so whatever I entered here, datetime, same value will get. And additionally, what I given for this object, I want to know TZ name, time zone name, and time zone info. So that is both UTC and UTC. So time zone name, because I passed UTC, it giving UTC. So time zone info, again, this is UTC. So this format, I want to change like this format. Okay, so here what I'm doing, this object. So that means this particular time, I'm using strf time method. So instead of this whole thing, I want in this format. So first one is year, month, date. So here you are getting year, month, date. And later I want hour, minute, second. So here hour, minute, second. And later I want I given like percentage, percent capital Z and small z. So what it does is, if you see this format code, no, capital percentage Z, what is there? It will print you time zone. So here, what is this time zone? I mentioned as UTC. So see up to here, date and time. If you see here, date and time. Next, first what I given, percent capital Z. Capital Z, what it give? Your time zone. Here, what is our time zone? UTC. So next, small z. So small z means UTC offset value. So UTC offset value, if you see here, plus 0. Since I selected UTC, it giving 0 plus 0, 0. That means hour, minute. So this one, it giving in this format without this expression. Okay, plus 4 zeros. Instead of this way, it giving this way. Okay, so like this I formatted by using capital Z and small z. So next what I'm doing, I'm formatting a date time with UTC time zone. So here I entered manually, date time value entered manually. So here what I'm doing, so here I'm using date time dot now. So what it does is it will print current date time. Apart on top of that, I'm passing UTC time zone. So time zone dot UTC. This time zone I imported from datetime library. So here I'm printing this object. So that is datetime object up to here. So this is date, this is time. So hour, minute, second, millisecond. So on top of that, since I mentioned UTC time zone, it giving plus 00. And I'm printing here time zone name and time zone info. So our time zone name is UTC. Okay. So next, what I'm doing, instead of this format, I want like this. So year, sorry, date, time, and this format, capital Z, small z. So we already discussed now this one. So what it will give? First, it will give you this time zone. So here, what is our time zone? UTC. And what is that value? This one, plus 0 zeros. Okay. So next, what we'll do? Convert and format UTC to a local time zone. So here we have second method, no, strp time method. So here I'm using that. So what I'm defining, here I'm defining one string. So datetime object I am defining in the format of string value. So this is my date and this is my time. So here what I'm doing, datetime dot strptime. So syntax what we need to pass here. First we need to pass this string value and next format we need to pass here. So which format we required. So here I need date up to here date and up to here time. Okay, so on top of that, after converting this string to date time value, so I am using dot replace tz info equal to zone info Asia or Kolkata. So that means I am adding time zone information to this particular date time. So here I'm using different methods. So here I used replace method. And if you see here I used time zone dot UTC. So all are similar, but different libraries I'm using. So zone info, it is a different library. So you can import from zone info. So this zone info library will have all these time zone informations. So I made already one video on this time zone, how to use this time zone library. So you'll get better understanding if you go through that video. So here what it does is this particular time, for this particular date and time, I am adding this time zone, UTC Kolkata time zone I'm using. If you see here, here I'm printing this DT now. So what is the, so this string is same up to here, up to 45 zeros. So up to here, this this is same, and on top of that what I'm using, I'm adding time zone info. What time zone info? Asia or Kolkata. So Asia or Kolkata, 5.5 hours difference. So that's why we're getting plus 5.5 years. So next what I'm doing, this particular date I'm converting to UTC time zone. So this particular DT I'm using as time zone function, and inside that I'm mentioning zone info of UTC. So if you see here zone info, and inside that you need to mention which time zone you want to assign. So here I assigned Asia or Kolkata. So here I'm using UTC. See here, this date, see up to here, this is a date. Next, this is a time. And for UTC, it is plus 00. So here, what it happened is, if you see here time is different, 12:45:00. So here it is different. So why? Because so here plus 5.5 years is there. When you convert to UTC, what it zone info does is it will alter this time also according to time zone. So here what it did is this 5.5 hours it is reduced. If you add this time, if you add this time with this 5.5 hours, you will get this value. Okay, so this zone info and as time zone functions, I already made one video, and you will get more information from there. So next we'll get one more example. So I need format like this, and I'm using datetime dot now. So datetime dot now means I will get current date and time. So this is up to here. I will get date and time, and on top of that I'm assigning UTC time zone. So here I'm using time zone of UTC. So if I print, and what I will get is I will get like this. Okay, so like this plus 00, I'll get. So since I'm not print here, it is not showing. So what here I did is that particular value I converted by using strftime by using format. So final I need this format. So here what is there? One is a date is there, date and time, and after date and time. So I need percent capital Z and small z. That means UTC name and this UTC value. So next, what I'm doing, this particular value, I'm converting to this time zone. So here I'm using as time zone for this value. That means this value I'm using as time zone function, and inside that I'm assigning time zone as Asia or Kolkata. See, for Asia or Kolkata, we'll get like this IST. So why we are getting like this? We mentioned we need in this format percent capital Z and small z. So percent capital Z means IST. So for Asia or Kolkata, time zone is IST, and plus what is the time difference is 5.5 hours. So that it's showing here plus 5.5 hours. So next we'll see one more example. So datetime dot now. So it printing date and time. So if you see time zone name and time zone info, it printing here none, because here I'm not assigned, here inside I'm not assigned any time zone info. So that's why it's showing both none. So next what I'm doing, DT, that means this value I am replacing. I am using this replace function. So here I am assigning tz info equal to time zone dot UTC. So this one I'm converting to UTC, UTC time zone. So that's why we're getting here plus 00. And this time zone name and time zone info, we are getting this UTC and UTC. So later what I'm doing, I'm using strftime, and I need in this format only date and time. See, this one we converted to this one, only date and time. Okay, so next we'll see how to display in ISO 8601 format. So here what I'm doing, first I'm defining date time. So here I'm entering manually date and time value, that is this one, date and time. So in time, hour, minute, second. So here I passed only hour and minute. So second I'm not passed. So that's why we're getting 0. So next, this particular value, what I'm doing, I'm using strftime method, and I want only these three values. That is percent capital B, dy. If you see percent capital B, month in full. So here, what is the month? If you see here, this is 01. So 01 means January. So January percent B means it will print full name of the month. Next small d. Small d is day of the month. So in this, what is the day? 10. So we are getting 10. Next, since I given comma, we are getting comma here. Next, capital Y. So capital Y is year in 4 digits. And what is the year here? 1984. So by using date time, I paused like this, date and time value. So this date and time value, I am converting to in this format. Okay. So next, what I'm doing, this particular D. So that means this one, what I'm doing, I am converting to ISO format. So ISO format means it will convert to ISO format. So what is ISO format means? See here, date, and this is time. So in between we have space. So ISO format, what it does is in between date and time, capital T, it will print. So this is ISO format. Okay, so syntax is simple. Just use this ISO format. So next, I'm using datetime.now. That means today's current date and time. That is this one. So for that, I'm adding time zone, Australia or Sydney. So how here I'm adding is I'm importing pytz library here, pytz dot time zone, and inside that I'm passing this Australia time zone. See, we have different methods, different libraries to assign time zone. So this is one thing using pytz, and earlier we used zone info. If you remember here, this is one more method, time zone, and this one, zone info. So this is one library, and tz info, this is other library. So where is that? Here. This one. Okay, so pytz. So this also I made one separate video on this, how to use this library pytz. So you can watch in my Python playlist. So after applying Australia or Sydney time zone, so we are getting plus 11 hours. So, and if you print this time zone name and time zone info, that is time zone name is this one, AEDT, and time zone info is Australia or Sydney. So this one, I am converting this one, this date and time, this particular format, I am converting to ISO format. So here I given ISO format. So what it doing is, if you see just see comparison between date and time, we have space. So here what it does is it will print in between T. Okay, so that is ISO format. So next what we'll do, custom format with AM or PM. So here what I'm doing, datetime.now. Here I'm using pytz library. So by using that, I'm assigning this particular time zone, America or Los Angeles. So if I print this up to here, this date and time, current date time. On top of that, I'm using this time zone, America or Los Angeles. That is minus 7 hours. And here it printing time zone name, that is PDT, and time zone info, that is this one, America or Los Angeles. So here what I'm doing, this particular date time, I'm converting to this format. So here I'm using strftime, strftime function. So here I want year, month, date, uh, date and time. So up to here, date and time. And later I'm using %p. %p means, if you see here, either AM or PM. So since this is PM, we are getting PM. And inside brackets, so percent capital Z. And if you see here, what is percent capital Z? That is time zone. So here, what is time zone? That is America or Los Angeles. That means PDT and UTC percent small z. So first we'll get UTC as it is. And what is percent small z? UTC offset value. So for this particular time zone, what is the offset value here? Minus 7. So here you are getting minus 700. Okay. So next, how to extract and formatting time zone offset. So here I'm using datetime.now. That means current, it will give you current date and time. That is this one. And here I'm using pytz library. By using that, I'm assigning time zone as Asia or Kolkata. So for Asia or Kolkata, plus 5.5 hours. Okay. So what is the time zone name? That is IST. What is time zone info? That is Asia or Kolkata. So this one, what I'm doing is this whole thing DT, I'm converting to this format by using strftime. So this function I'm using, and I want to print like this UTC offset up to here, UTC offset, and what I need is percent small z. So what is percent small z here? UTC offset value. So for this Asia Kolkata, what is the offset value? This is 5.5 hours. So that we are getting. So here I need only this format. So next, what I'm doing, formatting date time with a specific time zone. Suppose here I'm using dt dot as time zone. So dt means this one, this particular date. So this one I'm converting by using as time zone function. And inside that I'm using pytz library to define the time zone. So Europe or Berlin. So what it giving? So 25, 35, 8, 33, 44. So up to here 29. So up to here this is same. Up to here this is same. And on top of this I am trying to assign new time zone. So earlier we have Asia or Kolkata time zone, that I am changing to Europe or Berlin. So that we have plus 1 hour. Okay, so this whole thing I am trying to convert by using this format strftime. So year, month, date, hour, minute, second, and here capital Z, small z. What is capital Z? That is time zone and time zone offset value. So here, what is our time zone? Time zone is CET for Europe or Berlin. That is CET, and small z is what is the offset value. So what is the offset value? 1 hour. So that we are getting here. So next, same thing. So only time zone I'm changing here. So US or Central. See here, up to here, this is same. Up to here, this is same like this one. So this same date and time we are converting here. So what we are doing, US or Central. So what is the UTC offset here? Minus 5 hours. And this whole thing we are converting to this format by using strftime and date, time, and small z, capital Z. So that means our time zone name and time zone value, time zone offset value. So here also same code, only difference is ES or Eastern. So time zone is different. So for this minus 4 hours, so since I need in this format, so date and time, and our format name is EDT, and what is the offset value? 4 hours. That means this one. Okay, so next, convert and format UTC to a local time zone. So datetime dot UTC now. So that means current time value, current date and time value. That is this one. So for that, I'm using replace function, and inside that I'm using pytz library tz info equal to pytz dot UTC. So that means I'm adding UTC time zone here. UTC is plus 00. And since time zone name and time zone info, so both are UTC. Next, what I'm doing on top of this, I'm converting by using as time zone function, Europe or London. Okay, so Europe and London, 1 hour plus 1 hour difference. And what is this time zone name? Time zone name and time zone info, that is BST. and time zone info is Europe or London. Okay, this one. And this value, this locality, this value I want in this format. So here I'm using strftime function, and inside that date, uh, date, time, and capital Z means this one, our time zone name, and small z is time zone value. So time zone value here it is 1 hour. Okay, so next, how to do formatting datetime by using zone info. So if zone info, this particular library is available from Python 3.9 onwards. Okay, so datetime.now. So what it does is, this is our current date and time. Since I'm calling here zone info library, and inside that I'm defining time zone as Asia or Tokyo. For Asia or Tokyo, this is our UTC value plus 9 hours. And what is the time zone name? That is JST. And what is time zone info? That is Asia or Tokyo. So later what I'm doing, this particular thing, this particular date and time, I'm converting to in this format. What is this format? I'm using strftime method, and I'm using %a. If you see %a, percent capital A. Okay, so in this format, it is missed, I think. Okay, so %a is day, name of day in full. Okay, so for this particular date, that is Tuesday, that means today is Tuesday, it printing a full name. And next is capital B. Capital B is month name, that is 303 means March. And since capital B, it print full name of the month. And small d is date 25, that is this one 25. And so year, that is 2025, that is this one. Next, I, capital I, capital I is this one, hours. What is our hours? 12 and 5. Okay, this is hour, minute, and P means whether it is AM or PM. Okay, so this is PM, and so capital Z means our time zone name, that is JST, and time zone offset value is 0900. That means 9 hours. Okay. So next, I'm using datetime.utc now. That is current date time. This one I'm using dot replace. So here I'm using zone info library, and I'm replacing with UTC time zone. Since I mentioned UTC, we are getting plus 00. Okay, this is time zone name and time zone info. So here what I'm doing, this particular time, date and time, I'm converting. So here I'm using as time zone, and I'm converting to Europe or London time. If you see here, if for Europe or London, we are getting plus 1 hour difference. Okay, and if you see here, it is 17:58:08. So here it is that 1 hour is increasing here. So 18:58:08. Okay, so after converting this value, after converting to Europe or London, I want in this format. So here what I'm doing, up to here, what is that? This value. So this value I am converting to like this. How I am converting? So here I need um, year, month, date. So here I'm getting year, month, date, and in between that I'm given capital T. So we are getting capital T, and later I want hour, minute, second. So up to here, hour, minute, second. And what is percent F is microsecond. So my here what is microsecond? That is this one. So, but what I given is this whole value. If you see up to here, no, if you see up to here, this value, I given this index -3. So that means these three letters I don't want. So that's why it printing only 706. And later what I want is Z. So I used plus and I given string as Z. So that's why we are getting Z. So what it does is formatting the timestamp in this particular format. Year, month, date, and in between T, hour, minute, second, milliseconds, Z. Okay. So you can convert different timestamp values by using strf method and strp time method. So that's all about this video. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.